Oh, good morning, YouTube. So I'm still in LA. As I mentioned in the last vlog, kind of got a lead on a bar general manager that is looking for an off night of karaoke, probably like a Monday or a Tuesday in Santa Monica. So kind of staying here to try to actually have a conversation with that guy. Oh, it's kind of a shot in the dark, and it's likely not even worth the commute. Nice turn signal, asshole. Likely not worth the commute here from Phoenix, but I don't know. I'm just curious. I want to go for it. So right now I'm just kind of killing time. Don't really have the funds for a hotel, so I don't know, most of the night, I mean, I guess I kind of do have the funds for a hotel, but didn't get one. I spent most of the night exploring. I went to a small karaoke bar last night and pretty much stayed and closed the place down, hung out with their staff, and they were really cool. After that, just kind of went driving and exploring, and eventually went back to the Santa Monica Beach and Venice Beach area, since it's a whole lot easier to find free parking in the middle of the night, and parked at a couple places and just kind of went walking around and exploring. And it's certainly a different world late at night when everybody's asleep. It was kind of fun exploring, just kind of while everybody else was asleep. Of course, I got tired around the time the sun came up, and after doing a little bit of Googling about Los Angeles's laws regarding sleeping in a vehicle, which are interesting. It's and I was warned by my friend in Orange County about it as well. That you be careful, you could get a ticket for sleeping in your vehicle in LA. There's definitely some areas where it's tolerated. It's kind of funny. One thing I noticed, when I had my cab company, is that a lot of laws and rules, especially in cities, are very unevenly enforced. Like, there are things I got messed with, because I lived in a rather nice neighborhood. I mean, it was a lot. Back in the 90s, I had a house in North Phoenix around 35th Avenue and Thunderbird. And it was a lot nicer area then than it is now. And I used to get cited for just random things about my house, having vehicles, too many vehicles in front. I would often buy wrecked cars and use them for parts to keep my taxis on the road. And I got complaints for having a 5-foot high fence, set up a 6-foot high fence with disabled vehicles in the back because they could be seen from over the fence. Which, of course, to me begs the question, why are you looking over my fence? But anyway, and the funny thing is, there's so many areas in Phoenix where you'll see properties that look way worse than mine did, and absolutely nothing is done about it. And it's just what's tolerated where, in a more downtrodden area, nobody cares, but unless the city's trying to condemn your property and take your property from you. But then again, that's a whole nother discussion. And anyway, so after doing a little bit of researching, I found out that there are definitely areas in LA where the homeless and vehicles park and squat, and there's those types of homeless encampments, which are a whole lot different than the tent homeless encampments. And eventually I went and slept there for a few hours. So I feel somewhat refreshed. Really pretty neighborhood through here. Anyway, it was, I didn't really interact with anybody. I did have one person that pulled up in a truck a little bit after I was up. I was just kind of farting around on YouTube, and a guy pulled up and walked up to my window, and then he looked at me. He's like, "Oh, never mind," and he hurriedly walked off. So I don't know who he thought I was, but seemed disappointed to see me. Anyway. Yeah, I kind of want to do a video about that guy I met yesterday, Sean. I don't know. I don't feel I'm ready to relate that whole story yet. I'm headed back to Venice Beach right now, kind of taking the scenic route there. But I'm headed back to, whoa, please find your lane, dude. Thank you. Kind of taking a creative scenic route back to Venice Beach now, and want to just kind of chill out there. It's a really good vibe. I mean, I do kind of relate with some of the homeless people I see on videos of just wanting to just hang there and not have any responsibility, because man, the vibe there is really, it's really pretty good. I mean, even with, you know, it's so many people that watch videos, particularly ones put up by German in Venice, that leave the comments and just, you know, bashing on the homeless people, or just, oh, it looks so nasty, it looks so nasty. Now granted, I'm showing up now after a lot of cleanup efforts. Oh wow, what's going on here on the right? Oh, this must be that one park that was in the, you know what, actually I think this is one of those areas where people were squatting alongside the tent encampments. This is probably, this stuff on the right was probably to get it cleared off. The street certainly does look familiar from YouTube videos I've seen about the homeless. Anyway, yeah, the guy was the guy I was hanging out with yesterday, Sean, just kept kind of, I don't know, he was didn't really want to tell me much about himself, but he was sure about being a motivational speaker for me. He's like, I believe in you. You're gonna restart your life here. This is where you need to be. You've got an energy here. This is where you belong. Blah blah blah. And it's like, man, you can get yourself a studio apartment for like $1,000 a month. Get your hustle on. Do your music. Do some DJ gigs. You'll make it. You'll do great things here. Which is funny. I mean, he doesn't know me from Adam, but the place that he told me to go check out, I did talk to a couple people there, and it seems, you know, and it's possible the people I talked to know nothing. Hey, speaking of homeless encampments, here we go. Here's another one of the vehicular ones on the right. Yeah, when you see a street like this, it's lots of, I don't even know if they're drivable RVs, just lots of RVs you'll see in places where they tolerate them being parked, and that's somebody's home. It's not really the life I'm looking for myself. I mean, I can do it for a day or two, but I don't think I'd be happy if that was my whole thing. Not to mention, I would be devastated if I was to, you know, give up my media collection and my audio video component collection. I mean, I definitely need to pare a lot of that down and probably sell some of it. It's excessive, but yeah, I couldn't just walk away from it to be a beach bum. I couldn't. But I certainly do enjoy being here. And to be honest, this is the most I've ever enjoyed LA. Other times I've gone to LA, I guess I've just been with other people on their agenda. Or if I have been by myself, I've been on, I see all the scooters down here. I've been on my own agenda, and I haven't really had, you know, where I've been places I need to go in a hurry. So I've never had the time to really just kind of wander around and explore like I have in the last last, I'll say a couple days, but it's been less than 24 hours of exploring. I rolled out of Andrews around 2 in the afternoon. And so yeah, it's been definitely just fun seeing places that are just so vibrant with people out and about on foot. It's I mean, I can only imagine how, I've heard stories. I can only imagine how expensive these different homes are. And wow, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So the homeless people, they're off the beach, and yeah, there was definitely some tents on the beach, but not like there were like what I've seen in other videos. But I just looked to the left and saw a street that was just loaded with tent encampment. Oh, and there's some on the left. This block was not as easy to go around as I thought it was going to be. Okay, now this is interesting. Now, one thing I've talked about, I'm not sure if I've talked about it in any of my YouTube videos, but something I've certainly mentioned to people is that as a cab driver, it's one of the ways I know when I'm in a different suburb is by the street signs. And see the yellow line on the bottom of that street sign there? I'm not sure if it was visible in the video or not, but the street signs with the yellow line across the bottom of it, that's indicative of being in Santa Monica. And I would imagine right here's the border. You can see that the street gets a little bit wider, and the curbs get a little bit further out, like as I hit there, and it was definitely a visible property line that I crossed just a little bit ago. And I'd be willing to bet money that right there is the exact border. So the street signs with the yellow line under them is Santa Monica, and the ones that are just straight blue, it's blue with the underline, the ones that are just straight blue are Los Angeles. So when I hit where the street got a little bit wider, I definitely entered in at Los Angeles. Like that there is Rose Avenue. That was how well you can see it in the video. That was definitely a LA style street sign. And keep going, dude. You do not have a stop sign. Let's have another accident. Shit. Whoops. Anyway, this street here, this is 3rd Avenue. It's 3rd Avenue. And wow. And it's just like we went from just absolutely beautiful residential neighborhood to Tent City. This is wild. It's absolutely wild. I mean, it's as much as just turning from one street to the next. So if you're wondering where the people went that were on the beach, it looks like they're here on 3rd Avenue, just out the Rose. That was interesting. There's a line getting into that place. I wonder what that is. Just wonder if that's like a soup kitchen or something. I saw somebody else's video talking about a bunch of homeless people in this area. That's the Gold's Gym right there. I forget whose the video was. It'd be in my history. I'll try to link it to the description of this video. But yeah, I was talking about there being a heavy concentration of homeless people around here.